What's up, YouTube viewers? You are about to watch my 2008-2009 NFL wildcard playoff picks, and it's about 3.5 hours after I taped what you're about to watch. I just want to get back on and tell you guys that the reason my video was up early Saturday morning instead of late Friday night, because the little date is going to say Saturday. The reason it's up Saturday is because the band Skillet blocked my video. Because I used their song Whispers in the Dark, which is kind of stupid because if people watch my video and like their music, I give credit to the artist that I use at the end in the credits, so, they see that and maybe they go buy the song. I don't understand why they wouldn't want me using it, but I decided to use a way cooler band instead. It's relatively new. They're called Attack Attack, and they're from Columbus, Ohio. They rock, so buy their stuff instead of Skillets. Yeah, enjoy the picks. Hey guys, it is AJ here from the Cleveland Browns Bash, and I was gonna do this I was thinking about doing it like stat-filled and everything, but I kind of ran short on time here at the end. It's pretty close to Saturday, and I figured I would just throw out my picks and just a few thoughts on each game. So here we are, the 2008-2009 NFL playoffs, wild card round, and it's kind of a strange week to pick from because I don't know if this has ever happened before. I haven't read either way if this has ever happened before, but it's a very unlikely scenario where all four of the playoff home teams are the underdogs, and I can understand why in every single case, and I think my picks will reflect that. But whenever I pick from the playoffs, I've never done it on YouTube before, but I always try to make it, where I have at least one upset, which means I'm going to pick at least one home team this week. So let's start in order. First we have Atlanta at Arizona, and this game, I really want Arizona to do good for their fans because I know what it's like, not having very much playoff success. And in fact, Arizona is definitely, their fans are more oppressed even than Cleveland, at least until this, year. They're in the playoffs now, and they get a home game, so that's great, and I want them to play well for their fans, but as far as just logically thinking, I have to say Atlanta for my pick, and both teams have great offenses, but the difference to me is defense, and Arizona doesn't tend to play too much of that, and I think that's going to make the difference. Plus, when Edgerrin James came out and said that he is going to be gone next year because he came to be a running back and not a lineman, that's just something that, it's not good to say that the week before your first, your team's, playoff game. And I definitely think that was, something that might kind of throw off the chemistry a little bit. And not that he was used that much, for offensive, he only had 516 yards this season rushing, but my point is that it's just not good for chemistry. And so I'm going to say Atlanta, and I'm going to say Atlanta by 10 points. You can tell I haven't really thought this through much. All right, so then we got the night game on Saturday, and that will be the San Diego Chargers playing host to the Indianapolis Colts. And for the longest time, probably this whole week, I've been planning on picking the Colts, and then at the last minute I decided to pick the Chargers, which I hope I don't regret this. And the reason I'm doing it is because, I looked at the Chargers' schedule, and they really, this year, they went 8-8, but they had not only some close calls, but they had a pretty tough schedule, and a lot of those losses were to good teams. Most of their losses were to good teams. Not only that, they've been playing hot. The last month, and I've been wanting to pick the Colts all week just because, the Chargers beat the Colts in the playoffs last year, and I figured the Colts would probably get revenge. Not only that, they're 12-4. The Chargers are 8-8, but and I really think, this is definitely the hardest game for me to pick, but I wanted to pick at least one underdog, and I decided on the Chargers, and I'm going to say San Diego by 3, but really for no reason, because looking at the stats, I would probably normally say the Colts. I just think it's going to be an upset. So San Diego by 3 at home. We'll see how that goes. So then going on now to Sunday, we have, which game is first? I believe Baltimore at Miami is the first game on Sunday. And this game is probably the easiest game for me to pick, not to disrespect Miami. But Miami's schedule, they benefited from their schedule this year, kind of like Cleveland. We benefited from ours last year. A lot, they played the NFC West. And I believe they also played the AFC West. So their schedule was actually, most of their wins were against, kind of bad teams. They won 9 of their last 10 games, but you look at those 9 wins, and I don't know this for a fact. I only glanced at it, but I know that most of them were under 500 teams. I hope I'm right on that, but I know a lot of them were, pretty easy games. And Miami, a great turnaround, and I would love to see them beat the Ravens, obviously, as a Browns fan, but I just don't see it coming. I'm going to have to say Ravens. Their defense is just top-notch, and I have a feeling it will be Baltimore. And I have a feeling it will be Baltimore by double digits, let's say 14 points. So now our final playoff game we have on Sunday. We have the Minnesota Vikings playing host to the Philadelphia Eagles. And with this game, I definitely think that that the defenses are going to be a factor. I think both teams have good defenses, but I think that the key is going to be Philadelphia's passing game because, both teams play, I think, top 10 defense in the in the league as far as rankings go, but Philadelphia's passing game just pretty incredible. So I'm gonna have to say Eagles take it. Not only that, that game that they played against the Cowboys last week. Just looking at that, it really impresses me. And I realize their season. They had some games. Some down times, but they had a pretty tough schedule too. And they beat Pittsburgh at week 3, and they're in a tough division, and they survived that, made the playoffs anyway. I'm gonna have to say the Eagles, but I think it's gonna be a good game. And once again, also for the Vikings, I hope that they play a good game for their fans. But I'm gonna have to say the Eagles, and I'm gonna say the Eagles by 7. So those are my picks. This is, different than what I've done all year, but, I'm feeling pretty good about them. I don't know. It'll be interesting to find out. So, a quick recap. I got Atlanta by, 10. I have San Diego by 3. I have Baltimore by 14. And I have Philadelphia by 7. So, those are my picks, and we'll see how it goes. And anybody that I accidentally offended when doing this, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to pick who I think is going to win. And I know there's probably some Colts fans that aren't going to be happy with me, but we'll see what happens. I'm AJ, and this is the post-2008 Browns Bash, Cleveland Browns Bash, the wild card picks, and I'll be back with you guys next week, talk about how I did, hopefully for the better, and then we'll talk about the divisional round, see what we got going on. So see you guys later.